Welcome to Amalgam Hour, the movie and comic podcast. I'm Robin.
I'm Dan.
See, I just throw you into it this time. What are we doing today, Dan? You take it away.
Oh, why am I doing this?
Go on, little intro. What are we doing?
We're doing Marvel and DC crossovers because we mentioned it in one of our previous podcasts.
Yeah, I can't remember which, but there you go. Because we need them, you know? The comic industry isn't great. And Marvel and DC aren't great. But Marvel and DC could be great.
Together.
But that's my pitch. I walk into the Marvel and DC offices and I just say that. Marvel and DC aren't great. But Marvel and DC. And then I wink at all the producers and stuff. There you go. So we're going to go one by one. Because how many do you have?
How many do I have? 5.
Oh, I got 5 too. 5 lucky number. Okay.
Easy.
So we're going to be... I knew you were going to say that. So we're going to be giving our 10 Marvel and DC comic bitches. Okay. Daniel, pick a number.
4.
4. Okay. Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
Versus the Midnight Suns. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who the Midnight Suns are, Dan?
I've heard of them.
Well, they are literally... We have a book called Doctor Strange Damnation. So it's that team of Midnight Suns against the Justice League Dark. So it's Justice League Dark. I know this isn't the actual team from the comics. Okay? This is more the Brian Azzarello, like, magic users that he always uses and stuff. But it's better than putting Bobo the Chimp in this, because I don't want to deal with him. Okay, Etrigan, Deadman, Constantine, Swamp Thing, Zatanna. So 5, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Versus Doctor Strange, Blade, Ghost Rider, Elsa Bloodstone, and my boy Moonknight. Okay? So versus. And it is going to be them fighting. It's not going to be that thing where it's, we fight for once and then, we have an agreement. No. The main villains of this book are the opposite team. Because, now this is the story, just a little, pitch idea. We start off with the Justice League Dark, and they are fighting Eclipso. You know Eclipso? He has a big rock and he can mind control people, all that shenanigans, whatever. And they're trying to banish him to a different dimension. So it's like Zatanna and Constantine and Swamp Thing's there for backup. Etrigan's there because he looks cool. And Deadman's just sort of floating around. And they're just trying to open dimensions and put Eclipso in and all this stuff. And then Deadman gets possessed. Usually it's Deadman doing the possession. But it's different. See? I'm already flipping on his head. Look at me go. I'm a writer. So... And then Deadman starts messing around with, magic or whatever. He takes over Zatanna. Yeah? And then she starts opening another, she quickly traps Eclipso as soon as Deadman takes over. And then she starts opening another portal. And it's like, well, what are you doing here? And then you cut to Doctor Strange, who's got, a magic bowl or something in front of him, and he's watching all this, he's watching a portal open into one of his dimensions. Do you know his domain where he goes and he just sort of chills?
Yeah.
He's found that there's been a portal opened up there, and he's like, oh no. And he's got to, and he quickly sees the Justice League Dark. So it's meant to be, he thinks that they are unleashing a villain. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I like to play on the idea where it's the Midnight Suns, they'd probably go up against a team of evildoers who are trying to unleash a big bad, but it's the big bad confusing everyone almost. Where it's I don't know what's going on.
They're all being manipulated and crap.
Exactly. So Zatanna opens this portal, and then Deadman wrenches himself out of her and goes, oh my god, what the hell was that? Sort of thing. And then they look into the portal and all they see is one huge big eye, and Shumagorath's tentacles coming out and just hitting everything, you know?
Yeah.
So that was his big plan. Like, they were opening the portals, and Shumagorath seen them, and he quickly possessed someone who's, like, magically infused. And then the rest of the story is just Doctor Strange getting his team together to go stop this team, because he's like, I could probably take on, like, Zatanna and, like, Swamp Thing and Etrigan, but all of them might be a little bit difficult, you know?
Yeah.
And I want Moonknight in his magical fighting outfit, you know? Have you seen that one where he's got the huge beak of the bird and stuff, and he looks sick? That's what I want. I want to see that, and I want to see him up against Constantine and Swamp Thing. That's literally the whole pitch. It's just that idea, and it's like obviously,
nice little get together.
Obviously, they fight until the very end, until like someone mentions something, you know, and then they're like, "Wait a minute, huh?" Because
one of them's like, "We gotta stop him from doing this." The other one's like, "We gotta stop him from doing this." And they're like, "Wait a second."
And then Ghost Rider looks at Etrigan and goes, "Huh?" You know, like just all the coolest drawings just in one comic, and I want to see.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously, then the Justice League Dark team think, "Oh, this huge demon has come in, and this team has come in after him, all magic users and bullshit. And one guy's got a skull that's on fire, so like I don't think they can be trusted, you know."
Yeah, you don't look at Ghost Rider and think, "Oh look, he's a hero."
I know, and Moon Knight in a huge bird skull mask, but then you look at their team and they got Etrigan the demon. Gone the blood of man, release the demon Etrigan, okay? It's not a man anymore. There's a big yellow monster. Okay, there you go. There's my pitch of just a magic team.
Yeah.
With more Moon Knight in it, which you may see more of.
Yeah, Moon Knight's in every single one of yours.
No.
Even if he's not the main character, he's just there.
No. 3 out of 5.
Of every single one of your issues.
3 out of 5. Well, if I drew them, he would. Carry on.
You're going to have like some really stupid one and Moon Knight's going to be jumping over a rooftop in the background.
Yeah, it's got Mixel-Pidalic versus the Fantastic Four. There you go. And Moon Knight's in the background. That's not one of my pitches, by the way. I just came out of bumfuck nowhere.
I suppose you could even say Mixel-Pidalic.
I like his name. Say a pitch, quickly. Before we go off on a tangent.
Considering you were on Doctor Strange and John Constantine, you pretty much predicted one of mine.
Oh my god.
I had John Constantine and Doctor Strange.
Why you gotta be boring? Why can't you put Moon Knight and Etrigan in it?
Because I was thinking, while I was coming up with this, while I was cooking some fries, I was thinking, John Constantine and Doctor, they're both magic users, but they're both very different people.
Yeah.
John Constantine, he doesn't give a crap about anybody in Doctor Strange. Like, I say, who cares?
Like, Zatanna's more like Doctor Strange than John Constantine ever is.
I just like to see a nice, like, one-issue story where John Constantine, maybe he's gone a bit crazy, and he's just beating the crap out of Doctor Strange, and they're all using, their strongest, whatever magical abilities.
Well, it could just be, like, John Constantine wants something off of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And he's a manipulative and cunning
just defending himself.
Exactly. That could be fun.
And obviously John Constantine would have to win because,
yeah. Like, it could be fun watching John Constantine, storm the Sanctum. You know?
Yeah.
That's just a cool image I want, of just John Constantine in front of that window. And you just
have loads of shots of them just shouting random nonsense.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool things happening.
And then Swamp Thing comes out of nowhere because they're buddies. And then Swamp Thing and Wong have a fight.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the fight of the century.
Easy.
Wong versus
all mine
Groot.
Are just one-issue things.
Mine are 17,000 issues. I could have done that where it's okay, here's a long-running story, Similar to the old Green Arrow and Green Lantern book, where it's just a team-up for ages. Because no one can sell a book here. Okay, pick a number.
2.
Okay. I'm sad you picked this one. Because now I've got to say it and I know you're going to laugh. Green Arrow.
Yeah.
And Moon Knight. Okay. Listen.
Get the Moon Knight out the way nice and quick, why not?
He's still in a couple more. Okay. So, I don't know how this would work. I feel like you'd have to do it like, they've always been in the same universe sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's Moon Knight and Green Arrow versus Onomatopoeia, Carnage, and Randall Spectre. So 3 serial killers.
Yeah.
And obviously Onomatopoeia is Green Arrow villain, Randall Spectre is Moon Knight villain, and then Carnage is Carnage. And he'll make good.
Onomatopoeia just there because you like the word.
No, I like the character as well. A serial killer who goes around killing like vigilantes. That could be fun. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, maybe it's a fight between like, I don't know, maybe it's Green Arrow versus Onomatopoeia. Yeah. And then Khonshu's like, maybe Moon Knight has stopped going crime fighting, you know? Like he's just stopped. Or he's got lazy, and Khonshu's like, oh hell no. So Khonshu takes a little stroll to the DC universe. And goes, Onomatopoeia, a killer who wants to hunt down vigilantes. Don't mind if I do. And then just opens a portal and Onomatopoeia just drops into it, you know? But at the same...
just carries on doing his business.
Yeah, but at the exact same time, either Green Arrow jumps in after them, or Green Arrow...
fight at the time, or something.
Yeah, or Onomatopoeia drags down Green Arrow into the portal, whatever. And it's like Green Arrow ends up like inside a building, and like Onomatopoeia's on the outside, so Onomatopoeia has a time to run away. And then he sees like Moon Knight disappeared, killed, dead, whatever, like newspaper, you know? And goes after him, and then he's just like, ugh, like, okay. And Moon Knight's just like hasn't heard of him yet, but Onomatopoeia is slowly hunting him down, sort of thing. And you could see like a couple of flashes of like Onomatopoeia versus non-powered vigilantes in the Marvel universe. You know, just like small ones. Just couple of panels just showing him going through a montage of them, trying to get to Moon Knight at like any cost
like
or whatever.
Takes out, like, Cloak and Dagger.
No, I said non-powered. Dan,
Daredevil.
listen. He has powers.
Street level.
He has powers. And you know it.
Everybody has bloody powers in the Marvel universe.
No. Well, Moon Knight does, but only when there's a big moon. So, that counts. It's true. Don't ask me questions.
So stupid, but...
And Green Arrow at the time is versing, like, Carnage. Like, whatever. You know? Like, he's dropped into it, and then he's just... Or maybe he gets dropped into the middle of just a bank heist or whatever. Or, like, a Carnage going on a serial killer, like, murder spree.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, the opposite villains versus the opposite heroes. Do you get what I mean? And there's two separate stories. And then during this, Green Arrow is, like, trying to get back to Onomatopoeia, and Moon Knight's just sort of chilling. And then Onomatopoeia attacks. Because of course he does. And maybe it's the same time that Moon Knight, or like Randall Specter's outside Moon Knight's house. And he's just like, and I'm going to come in and kill him. I just wanted to see 3 murderers versus these 2. And you know Moon Knight's not going to get along with Green Arrow because Moon Knight's crazy. And Green Arrow's a rich billionaire like him. But Green Arrow thinks of helping the people. And Moon Knight's like, no, I'll kill the people, you know.
I thought you were going to say certain, like, one of his personalities likes him and then the other ones don't.
Probably, you know. Oh, yeah, it would be the taxi driver personality would like Green Arrow because he's more on the street sort of thing. But there you go. Moon Knight, Green Arrow versus Deadly Trio. Serial Killer Trio. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And I know they're not very, like... There's no clear reason why it would be those 2. But I like them both.
Makes sense.
You know?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but...
Yeah. And I want to see, like, Moon Knight go to, like, throw a shuriken and get the final blow. And just as it's in the air, an arrow takes it out. You know? So Moon Knight's trying to kill people and Green Arrow's like, nope. Just the entire time. Just like, nope, stop. So every Moon Knight shuriken's just been taken out by an arrow. And you got to get a similar shot to where it's like, oh, okay, so Moon Knight keeps trying to kill Onomatopoeia. And Green Arrow's like, no, just firing arrows at Moon Knight as well. And then Green Arrow goes up against Randall Specter, and Green Arrow's about to do the killing blow. But because it's Moon Knight's brother, as an arrow goes by, Moon Knight shurikens it in half. You know? Just mid-air.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Because it's cool. And why not? You know?
Yeah.
Oh! And you know what? Green Arrow, at some point, has to, like, get his costume wrecked. And then Moon Knight's like, I can give you a costume, but I don't think it'll be in your colours. And then he wears the hood, but it's white, and it's one of like Moon Knight's old costumes. But he's got like
become like the White Arrow too.
Yeah, but he's got like he's got the quiver and the belts and stuff. So it's like a mixture between their two costumes. That's just what I want to see.
You want to see people in Moon Knight costumes now.
I have a Moon Knight pitch that is just that. I'll tell you about it one day. We'll do a podcast about that one day. But go on, Dan. Yeah. Tell me one of yours. Tell me your Green Arrow pitch. Because you've got to have one.
Again. Because we just seem to be switching back and forth from one character to at least the same.
Yeah, but I just put Moon Knight in them. Instead of whatever character you go up against in DC, I just Moon Knight. That's all I do.
Well, I got Green Arrow and Iron Man.
Yeah. Okay. 2 billionaires.
Yeah, I know they're both billionaires. I didn't really think of that when I chose these two, but
you just went, oh, I
forgot Green Arrow was a billionaire.
You were just like, ooh, I like these heroes, and then you did the child thing of smashing your two toys together and seeing what sticks. So carry on.
Okay. I thought the weird, wacky Green Arrow likes making jokes. Iron Man's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
But I thought, whatever, team up, Portal, who cares? I was trying to think of an Iron Man villain, but I couldn't think of an Iron Man villain.
Oh, you didn't think of Whiplash or the Mandarin?
Whiplash, there you go. You got Whiplash, whatever, he does what he does. Green Arrow,
he whips.
Same thing.
That's all he does.
He comes over with not Onomatopoeia because that'll be the same. Like Dark Arch or whatever, it's Black Arrow. Who cares?
Who? They haven't been in
Green
a
Arrow
movie.
Comes over with other Arrow Man.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
Yeah. And villains team up. They're like, I want to kill this man. I want to kill this man. It's basically boring, but it's one issue. Okay, give me a break.
You just want to see Green Arrow stood next to Iron Man. That's all you want to see. Okay.
Yeah. But and I want to see Whiplash go. I've won my bird.
I was thinking you could
Green
do
Arrow
like
shoot the bird.
Yeah. If Green Arrow has any like tech-based villains, they could team up with like tech-based Iron Man villains like Ironmonger or Whiplash or
Ironmonger, the best villain ever.
Crimson Dynamo, you know?
Yeah.
You just want to see two people.
I couldn't think of it. I was desperately trying to think of an Iron Man villain that would work, and I couldn't.
Yeah. I'm like, if you just want to see them next to each other, Dan, you know I can draw, yeah? You're just like, oh yeah, I want it. You want an entire comic issue. Just so you can see two people next to each other.
That's my crappiest one, to be honest.
You could probably Google it and find that image.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, Dan. Number out of 3.
1.
Ooh, well then. Seem to get all my Moon Knight ones out the way. No. Batman. Yeah. And the Marvel Knights. Not just Moon Knight. Batman and the Marvel Knights. So what happens is, cuts to Batman. And Batman's got a little, like, squadron. He's got his Outriders or whatever. And Joker has caused a big kerfuffle in a Arkham Asylum. And everyone's there. You've got your Two-Faces, your Penguins. Just imagine every single Batman villain is in Arkham Asylum at this one moment. And that's why it's chaotic. Killer Croc just for you, Dan.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even put him in any of mine.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't just have like
myself not to.
You didn't have like Iron Man versus Killer Croc, the best-selling comic.
Doing Killer Croc and the Lizard.
Oh, cool. Okay, so it's that, and they're all fighting, and Sideways is there. You know, portal opening hero, whatever.
Oh yeah.
You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. And then, I don't know, something like he opens a portal, or he's forced to open a portal, Poison Ivy's pheromones, something like that. And she's just like, get me out of here. And then he just opens a portal, and it's like, she goes in, and then everyone else goes, oh, look, a way to get out, and just flood it, you know?
Yeah.
Which just so happens to be the middle of Marvel's New York. You know? So just all these villains come out, and the story is Cloak and Dagger, Shang-Chi, Misty Knight, Moon Knight, Punisher, Luke Cage, Iron Fist versus Arkham Asylum. And then, just as the portal's about to close, Batman goes, ugh! And just slightly fits in, you know? He's like, I ain't letting my villains get away. Oh no, you don't. He just jumps through the hole. And you know I need Batman and Moon Knight to fight at some point.
Yeah.
Or just like, it could be funny if, like, as Batman's going through all of the, like, the Arkham patients and stuff, they're mixing in with Marvel villains as well. And then he just sees Moon Knight and just punches him in the face without thinking, and then carries on to punching, like, Killer Croc and Mr. Freeze and stuff. And Moon Knight's like, what the hell was that? And the Moon Knight mask is slowly going red from where Batman broke his nose. Just, God, just help. And you know you got to do the thing where it's a Moon Knight shuriken and a Batman shuriken, and they hit each other mid-air.
Yeah,
and
Batman doesn't have a shuriken, but
yeah.
okay.
Batarangs. They're called shurikens, okay?
I don't care.
Just because they're called Batarangs is a made-up word.
If you call it, if you call the Batarang a shuriken, we're going to lose all our viewers.
We're going to lose the host in a minute, I'll tell you that much. Batarang is a made-up word.
Yeah.
Do Batarangs come back? Do they come back to him? Then why are they the combination of bat and boomerang? It should be Batruken or Shurabat. Okay? There you go. There's my rant over. You ranted about Batwoman and Killer Croc. I'll have a little rant about that. You set me off that.
The Batarang being so wrong.
It makes no sense. And it's a made-up word anyway, so I'm calling it a shuriken.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so it's all of them, and it's like Batman's got to team up with Misty Knight, and like Misty Knight's almost like the Amanda Waller of like the street level thing. So it's almost like a Batman and the Heroes for Hire situation. You could also call it that. And you know, just cool fights. And I like probably Spiderman and Punisher are going to make an appearance, but they're not going to be focal points. They're just going to be like in the background or a couple pages stood next to Batman, because they've already had crossovers with him. You know?
Yeah.
But Moon Knight hasn't. And that's what I want. And I want, like, Batman and Cloak to be fighting people, and it's just cool, you know? You could do the thing where it's like, he does martial arts next to Shang-Chi, and then he's next to Luke Cage, and they're both just being huge tanks taking out like entire areas. And then there's a panel of Moon Knight and Batman throwing shurikens at the villains, you know? So it's just like
every hero he goes next to, he just ends up being exactly like him.
Yeah, he's like, I am all of you. and you know, there's got to be a cool shot where they're all on a rooftop, and Batman's cape is flowing and Cloak is flowing, so they're just up against a sea of black capes, you know?
And you can't see Iron Fist because Batman's cape's in his face.
Yeah, he's thundering dumbass. Oh, that could be sick, you know, if it was like the background was just their black capes, and then on Cloak's side is Dagger glowing pure white, and then on Batman's side Moon Knight is white. So it's these two black themed characters, and then the white ones against them, because you know that's hot. So go on, Dan, tell me one of your pitches that doesn't even come close to that one. I'm just already dunking on you.
Pitch went from an in detail story to just cool fights, yay.
Excuse me, I gave you the cool detailed story, and then I told you what I want to see. I want to see Shuriken v Shuriken combat.
Being everyone.
Yes. And then it's just like Punisher using a gun and Batman just slapping it out of his hand. Just, no. No. Stop it. Oh. And you could get like
Fair enough.
Clayface versus Luke Cage, you know, or like Iron Fist. Like Iron Fist punches Clayface, and you know, like the thing where like water will ripple. Clayface entire body ripples around Iron Fist's punch. She's like, So carry on. I just want to see cool shit.
Okay. One of mine. This is another one of my crappy ones. My last two are a bit more thought out, I swear.
Well, we are 25 minutes in and you haven't gave a good pitch. I'm joking, Dan. I'm joking. Carry on.
My last two have got a bit more thought in them, okay? But I'll get this one up.
Sure. Booster Gold and Blue
Deathstroke.
Beetle.
Yeah.
Oh. That's my crossover of the century. Carry on.
Deathstroke versus Venom.
Because
when I was thinking of it, okay.
Yeah.
I just crossed Batman and Spiderman out because I thought if it ever does happen, they're going to be in literally everything.
Yeah, and they've already done it. So.
Yeah. I thought, what's better than Batman and Spiderman?
Venom and Deathstroke. My God. Genius.
I'm doing Joker because that's going to suck.
Genius, Dan. Genius.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just Deathstroke's getting his ass beaten. Is Deathstroke figuring out Venom's weaknesses and his ass.
I have a pitch with those two exact characters as well, but carry on. Yeah, that's just cool
fights. It's a nice thing where, like, Deathstroke, obviously because he's more of a thinking villain.
Yeah.
He's like fighting Venom and he's like learning his weaknesses during the fight.
Yeah, and like,
you know,
at some point, because they're both also like kinda anti-heroes, they've got to be a villain they both fight at the end. And at some point, you know, the villain's got to do a sonic scream or whatever, and the suit comes off, and it can't quite make it to Eddie, so it goes to Deathstroke, and you know you're gonna have
sick Venom, and then he gets a Funko Pop, and I buy it.
Yeah, so it's just like it would be like The Mask, but on one side it would be black with the white eye, and then on the other side it would just be pure white, like all the orange is replaced with white, sort of thing.
Yeah,
and you know. And you know instantly he's going to turn his hand into a sword or whatever. And he's instantly going to, like, understand it and use it to make him sick.
It's 20 issues, so you have to get through it quick.
20 issues? Jeez.
20 issues, 20 pages.
Jeez, 20 issues of Venom versus Deathstroke.
I have to get through it quick, 20 issues.
That's like a buddy cop book of them going on a road trip. Yeah.
Each issue's one page.
Okay. I might as well talk about my pitch that has both of them in it.
Go on.
Spider-Man. Yeah. You already bought it because I know you did. Because who doesn't love Spider-Man? And
I haven't, but
and the Titans. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Similar age group,
I can see
sort
why
of.
Deathstroke and Venom are going to be here.
Versus this Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Okay, so literally, Spider-Man wakes up one day and the Marvel universe has been joined with the DC universe. So he goes outside and there's like, he sees Superman flying overhead next to like the Sentry, and he's like, wait, huh? And then he goes along and then, boom, Sinister Six. Which is some big hitters, you know. Deathstroke, Poison Ivy, Gorilla Grodd, Venom, Sandman, Mysterio. Okay?
Okay, I'm sorry, a lot of the Titans are dead.
Shh. No, because Titans, they got Starfire, who's big, and they've got Raven. And that's the whole reason why I added a lot of powerful characters, because I was like, oh yeah, because like it was just going to be Doc Ock and Vulture, but I was like, no, Raven will just swat them all away, just be gone. Yeah. And it's just like you could have Cyborg on this team, but you also got to have one of the. And it's like I would want like a Wally West Flash or something, or an Impulse.
Yeah,
you know,
you got to have like a Nightwing to deal with Deathstroke, because otherwise...
It's got to be there's going to be Nightwing, maybe Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, Wally West Flash. There you go.
Yeah.
And then, so this team comes out, and instantly, Spider-Man's like, I can take on, like, I can take on these people, sure. And then instantly he realizes he's overpowered.
Or like he gets held down by Gorilla Grodd's
No,
telekinetic
I was
and launched across. And
I was thinking more.
fast.
He goes to like fight them, and Gorilla Grodd has turned off his Spidey sense by distracting him so much in his own mind.
Yeah.
You know. And then
I didn't
Deathstroke.
even think a Grodd could just
Exactly.
turn off his Spidey sense.
And like Poison Ivy is like vines are just coming in, so he's got to like backflip out the way without the Spidey sense. And you know Deathstroke and Venom are gonna come in and they're gonna be attacking. But it's like Deathstroke will punch him on the left, Venom will punch him on the right. He'll look back and there's loads of Venom and Deathstroke because Mysterio's messing with the thing, you know. And at one point he goes to like kick Venom in the face and his foot is being held down by sand. You know? So it's just like Spider-Man's shreked. And then the Titans come in.
Yeah.
And it's like Nightwing flies in and like hits Deathstroke, and Cyborg makes a sonic weapon and pushes back Venom, and Sandman is
you could just say like
swept
Spider-Man
away.
lets him know that that's
Yeah.
one of his weaknesses.
And like Sandman goes to attack Starfire and she fires at him, and like a part of him turns to glass, so he retreats, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Raven grabs Mysterio and like makes him see horrible shit, like horrifying stuff. But then because they've got Poison Ivy and Grodd as well, like, you know, you got to see Beast Boy turn into a big green ape and try and fight Gorilla Grodd, and
just a big gorilla.
Exactly. Because that's cool. But then, like, the rest, like, there's not too many of them, but they're all so powerful in very unique and different ways that Spider-Man's about to be killed by, like, Poison Ivy and Venom. And then all of a sudden, like, a flash happens. Get it? And then the entire team is gone back at Titan's base. Because Wally West has grabbed them all and just taken them. He's like, nope. It's like, as soon as we started to lose this fight, I grabbed you all and just left. You know, sort of thing. And then, obviously, they go up against them a couple of times. And the whole thing is, but none of the Sinister Six are really acting like their characters, because it's like, Venom's a hero. Poison Ivy's like an anti-hero these days. Grodd's like this ruler of a city. Deathstroke's an anti-villain sort of thing. Sandman, he flip-flops. But like... And then you're like, why is this? And then Raven's doing she sat in a thing, she's floating at like 4 foot off the air, doing some incantations. And then all of a sudden she acts like, she's like, oh, I'm going to go check up on my dad, Trigon. Don't mind me. Checks in on him using like, I don't know, a hawk in hell or whatever, you know? Or like a raven in hell. Like that's how she appears, and she flies to Trigon. And she sees him stood next to another red fellow. And he's like, oh, hello! In a big red cape. It's Mephisto.
Yeah.
So Trigon and Mephisto have made a bet to see who would come on top of this fight.
Yeah.
Sort of thing where it's like Mephisto doesn't like Spider-Man and Trigon with Raven and stuff. And there you go. That's it. Do you see? That's an actual pitch. That's boom, boom, villains, story, plot, character. And you know Spider-Man's going to have to, like, be really quippy to Raven, and she's going to hate him. Spider-Man's going to get on great with Cyborg and Beast Boy. You know?
Just quipping their way through.
Spider-Man tries to flirt with Starfire, and Nightwing's like, no. No.
Starfire burns his face off.
Just stop. All of this, no. And there you go. There you go.
It's pretty solid.
Exactly. It was originally going to be Green Goblin goes into the DC universe and starts hiring DC villains to kill Spider-Man, but I was like, eh. And then I thought of Mephisto and Trigon, and I was like, yes, please, ka-ching. So carry on. Next one. Okay.
My next one is... So you have only got one left now, right?
No, I've got 17.
I've got... Okay. I've got Swamp Thing versus Deadpool.
I thought you were going to say Man Thing. I was probably like, just get in the bin. Just get in the bin.
I would have done Man Thing if I wanted my other character to be a DC one.
Okay.
I just think, yeah. Okay, Deadpool, whatever, he stumbles his way into the DC universe like he does.
Yeah, makes sense.
Fourth wall breaks his way over there also.
Yeah.
And you know what? He ends up somehow in Swamp Thing Swamp, wherever that is. I don't know where it is, but
Illinois,
and
Detroit,
Swamp
Louisiana.
Thing shows up. He does this whole "do not hurt the green" or da.
Yeah.
And Deadpool thinks, you know what? He's in a new universe. He's gonna have a bit of fun.
Because of course he pulls out double katanas.
So he starts messing with Swamp Thing, setting some things on fire. You know, having a bit of a laugh.
Just poking and prodding.
Swamp Thing's not having a laugh, but Deadpool's having a bit of fun.
Because he's a dick, and he's the villain of this comic.
Yeah, well, he's not really a villain, but he's just having a bit of fun, isn't he?
Yeah, but in Swamp Thing's eyes, he's the villain.
In Swamp Thing's eyes, this maniac has just shown up, and
I think if I read that, I'd be like, oh, fuck off, Deadpool. Leave Swamp Thing to do his thing. Yeah. Just leave him alone.
But he's having a bit of fun. But then you can also have some nice sick shots where just Swamp Thing tries to kill Deadpool in the most brutal of ways, but it just doesn't work.
Or, like, he does the, like, Juggernaut thing where he grabs both ends of Deadpool and then rips him apart using vines.
Yeah.
And then he turns away thinking...
he just laughs.
Yeah. Turns away thinking that it's going to be okay. And then Deadpool bursts out of the water swamp below him. And then, like, teabags his face or something, you know? Like, jumps out and then lands on Swamp Thing's shoulders. And he's just like, ugh, Alec Hollands, and had enough.
Just fighting some guy you can't kill.
Yeah. And you know Swamp Thing's got to, at some point, say, like, you remind me of a John I know, you know, sort of thing. Where it's just like he's being quippy and a dick. And so carry on. Did you have anything else?
I just thought it'd be a nice, fun story to have Deadpool get over and just have a bit of fun.
So there's not even any villain. It's just Alec Holland and Wade Wilson being dicks to each other.
Yeah. But he doesn't always need a villain, okay? It doesn't always have to end in a team up.
It does. That's what I come here to see. I want to see a villain.
It's in the DC universe. Name a random villain who would, for some reason, be in Swamp Thing.
Floronic Man.
I'm gonna pretend you made that up.
Bitch, you know I didn't. You know Floronic Man. And you know I'm right. Okay? That was a genius pull out my ass. And you know it.
I hope it's fake.
What? No, it's Floronic Man. It's the main Swamp Thing villain. Did you really... Oh my god. Floronic Man. You can't even say it.
The TV show.
He was. Told you. You little shit.
Okay, fine. Floronic Man is there.
You can't say it.
And
shut up.
Yeah, I know. I can. And that's why Deadpool stops and ends up fighting Floronic Man with Swamp Thing.
No, I don't want that. I want an X-Man. I want an X-Man in here. Give me an X-Man.
Google plant-based X-Man villain.
There isn't any, trust me. What was I going to say? Juggernaut. There you go.
Juggernaut. There you go. A nice strong man.
Unstoppable.
Is that just 'cause you mentioned Juggernaut earlier?
No, I just want to see an unstoppable moving force versus Alec Holland.
Just a plant.
Okay, my one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this will shock you because this isn't me. The Asgardian.
Yeah. Okay.
Apocalypse.
Okay.
Okay. Darkseid goes, I feel like having a new Apocalypse. Like, I don't know, like Highfather's messing it up, so he goes, open a portal. And then they all go through, you know? And then the portal is opened at the end of the Bifrost. So I want this gorgeous shot of Darkseid, a bunch of his little minions, Granny Goodness, the female Furies, Orion, you know?
Yeah.
Just at the bottom of the Bifrost. Just this huge rainbow bridge. And then obviously they go there and they messing shit up. And I know Asgard isn't a thing in the comics right now, but shh. It's okay.
It's just considering canon.
Yeah. Darkseid's just Omega beaming every single Asgardian he sees, you know?
Yeah.
And then obviously, literally this entire comic, Darkseid and Odin are going to be fighting. Okay?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they start fighting, and then it cuts away. And it cuts to Thor getting this news by like a vision of Loki. Because maybe Loki was hiding in Asgard or whatever, and he's like, hey brother, like sends a hologram like hallucination at him. Just to be like, hey, please come. You know, sort of thing.
Stuff's going now.
Yeah. And it's like, I will meet you at the opposite side of the Bifrost or whatever, you know? Whatever. Just a random place in Asgard that they can meet. And they meet there, and so does Angela, Thor's sister. Okay?
Yeah.
So they all come down. And it's like, oh my god. And then another portal opens. And out steps Mr. Miracle and Big Badder. Because you know you have to. You know. And now this is going to be the main team going up against... Well, not even going up against Darkseid. 95% of the comic will be them stopping everyone but Darkseid. If you get what I mean. So it's like parademons, like Thor's smacking them away, just obliterating them. I really want it, so Thor teams up with Big Badder. Big Badder? What do you say your name?
Big Badder, I think.
Yeah. And then Mr. Miracle and Loki team up to get into like the castle which Darkseid and Odin are fighting, and they've like not allowed anyone else in because Odin knows if any Asgardians come in, they're just going to get obliterated by Darkseid. You know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he's just like, okay. And what you call it? And then Loki and Mr. Miracle sneak in because one's good at escaping and one's a mischief. You know, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
And Loki looks at Orion and sees like similar things with him because Orion is the son of technically High Fiver, and Darkseid, and he's like, he's a villain, and he's a lot like me or what I used to be, sort of thing. You know. Yeah. And then they fight. It's pretty much it. I don't know.
So Darkseid takes over Asgard.
Yeah. And the entire time Darkseid and Odin are fighting. So it'll be like Thor and Big Bad are working together. And in the background you just see Omega beams come out the roof. Just like trying to like obliterate. You know, sort of thing. And like at some point...
So Odin can hold his own.
Yeah. Or at some point Odin calls in the Destroyer. You know, brings him in.
Yeah.
You know you got to get the 3. What are they called? Warriors 3, they come in. Lady Sif comes in, teams up with a bunch of Mr. Miracle characters. You know? All these Asgards just fight. And then it's that entire crew, and just as about, like, Darkseid, like, grabs Odin by the throat and starts to do his Omega beams into his face. And then you just get smacked at the back of the head with the hammer, and he turns around, and the entire team's there. And, like, Orion is like crushed on the floor by this entire squad, and it's like the New Gods team and like the Thor characters team all teaming up, and then it's just a big fight between them and Darkseid. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, at some point he's got to trap them, and then Mr. Miracle gets them out, and all the shenanigans, and there's a scene with Big Badder. Big Badder grabs Loki and Thor grabs Mr. Miracle, and they both throw them into the fight, sort of thing. Where it's like, we have to get over there because this is the MacGuffin that he needs. So they get thrown to opposite sides of the room. You know? Yeah. And then, this is the big icebreaker. This is the big moment.
Okay.
It's Big Badder, all of them, and they all just start... And it's like a lot of the Asgardians as well, and they all just start pulling on Darkseid, just dragging him down. You know?
Yeah.
Just drag it, and like the ground's breaking beneath them, and all of this shenanigans and stuff. And they get him like almost onto his back, and then Thor is like on the roof or whatever, hanging by the chandelier, and he just drops Mjolnir. And he just hits Darkseid and just keeps him to the ground. You know? And that's your big thing of, we all teamed up, and then blah, 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 blah. But, now that's the end of my pitch. Or, you do this. Mjolnir is sat on top of Darkseid, and then Darkseid just slowly grabs the handle and just wrenches it up, out, like, off of his torso. And now you have to deal with Darkseid and Mjolnir fighting. You know? Now that's an image I want to see. Like, Darkseid Omega Beams with Mjolnir in his hand. He's just like, oh, well, we're fucked. Just, oh.
Wait, so Darkseid picks up Mjolnir?
Yeah, like, that's an alternate pitch you could have, you know?
Darkseid is worthy.
Exactly. And Darkseid puts on, like, Loki's horns, you know, a bit of everything, everything. He makes armor out of the Destroyer and all that shenanigans. Here you go. The Asgardian Apocalypse, which is technically called Ragnarok. But, you know.
Yeah.
Where's your last pitch, Dan? I can't wait to see Blue Beetle and Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. Is that that's your pitch, innit? I guessed it perfectly.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I just can't believe you did that.
Go on, Dan. Carry on.
Okay. I got Carnage versus the Justice League. Okay.
Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay. I'll hear you out for just a brief sec.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because you're going off of the new Carnage rules, where he's powerful. I'm going off the old Carnage rules, where he's just a guy. Do you know what I mean?
I was just going off Carnage being Carnage, but...
Yeah, but you've read all the stuff where he's super powerful these days, you know? I know him as Fleet as motherfucking Cassidy. But... Yeah, carry on.
Basically, have somehow, in the middle of a fight between Carnage and Spider-Man, they somehow end up in the DC universe.
Okay, I'll quickly explain it. The Flash.
Portal, who cares?
The Flash.
I haven't really put much thought into how they get there.
Okay.
But they come through, and Spider-Man's beaten, to the point of near death. Okay.
Oh no, my
He's
Spider-Man.
Handed to him. Okay. Then Justice League show up, a little brief tumble with Carnage, and they get Spider-Man out of there. Yeah.
Brief tumble. I feel like why doesn't
tumble,
Superman just?
End. That's what happens.
Why doesn't Superman just heat blast Carnage?
Because he's not a smart person. Okay, he's a dumbass.
I think Superman's also got super intelligence, but okay.
Superman showed up, and his main priority was saving this man on the floor, okay?
Okay, so what was Wonder Woman doing during this?
Wonder Woman wasn't there, okay?
Okay, but what about the Flash?
Up, okay, Superman
Okay,
there
you go,
Carnage away, and then he saved Spider-Man, okay? And then he took him back to... What's their base called?
Hall of Justice.
Hall of Justice, there you go. He takes him back there. And Spider-Man has to be healed, okay? So he's not in the story at all.
Oh, well.
And then Carnage, because Superman was a dumbass and he didn't kill him straight away. Just punched him away. Carnage just started infecting people of Metropolis,
Could it be Superman villains?
Yeah, okay, he infects Lex Luthor or something.
No. Lex Luthor has to be watching this the entire time, doing like a Doctor Doom where he's like, how can I use this power? Carry on.
Okay, so he starts doing that, okay, Lois Lane gets infected because she's in Metropolis, so who cares?
Correct.
All of his friends, Carnage people now.
Okay. I'm on
so
board.
The Justice League get together, okay. So you got your Batman, your Superman, everybody, who cares? Then they gotta go fight Carnage, but because Spider-Man hasn't told them anything about Carnage, they don't know it, they don't know his weaknesses, who cares?
Yeah. Excuse me.
During this fight...
Batman, within 1.2 seconds, will deduce all of his weaknesses. Just with a simple look at Carnage, Batman will go and write out all of his weaknesses.
He looks at him and he just starts throwing like explosive bomb batarangs and sound things.
Well, yeah, to be fair, that's what he would probably do, and then instantly figure it out. He goes, oh, weakness, okay, I'm on it. But carry on.
Okay, I don't need Batman to be the hero of the story. Okay?
Oh, God. Who is then? Spider-Man's dead.
No hero. Carnage wins.
How? Okay, carry on. Okay,
anyway, they go up and they fight. And you want to have some, because there's a symbiote story, you want to have some of the members get infected, don't you?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Batman gets infected because he's the most normal guy. Okay. And he's not allowed to be the hero of the story.
Okay.
So Batman gets infected, he gets some sexy things. Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, all of them infected.
Oh no. I was thinking then, I was like, I reckon the Flash couldn't get infected because as soon as it goes on him, I feel like if he ran, it would just get burnt off.
Yeah.
You know? But carry on.
Just ruined everything.
So they all just get infected. So it's Superman versus Carnage.
No, Superman was already infected. You just ruined everything.
Well, who's the hero then?
Get out of it.
Oh.
Flash get out of it and then be the hero of the story. But okay.
See?
Just predicted my story.
Yeah. And it could be so the Flash.
Anyway, okay,
so the Flash is the through line, yeah. So he could be on the side of like Spider-Man's hospital bed, and he's having a little bit of conversation with him. But Spider-Man's like, and Flash is like, oh, I hope you're okay, old buddy, old pal, and Flash is arguing with Aquaman, saying that both of each other aren't powerful enough to stop stuff, and then Flash shows that he's powerful, and I get it. See, you write the synopsis.
I was gonna have.
I'll write the details.
I was gonna have the Flash. Okay, he gets out of it somehow, and then Spider-Man, and then at the end it's a team up with the Flash and Spider-Man trying to stop Carnage, and end everything.
Fair enough.
But you ruined everything by predicting the Flash.
Yeah. So, okay. Batman with the Carnage symbiote on. How do they get rid of him? The Flash runs over and punches so quickly at, like, Batman's waist. Yeah.
Punches him a Mach 3.
No, like, punches him so all the symbiote comes off. And then he grabs all of his, like, explosive batarangs, speeds away, and then throws them at Batman Carnage, which then goes and it all comes off. And then the Carnage symbiote tries to go back on Batman, and he pulls out a sonic device, which is like his shield. So he doesn't even need an actual shield.
Back now, so they sort of figured out his weaknesses. Yeah,
they would easily find out the fire one, but then maybe the sonic one is what gives them the edge. So Batman pulls it out, and instead of like a shield, he's just making like the Carnage go away from him. You know, just go away. Go away.
Sound barrier around him.
Yeah, like back the fudge up. Back up. Okay, who else is on this team? Aquaman.
Yeah.
How's Aquaman? Oh, you know what? You got to see a symbiote trident. Like he is his regular trident in one hand, and then a symbiote trident in the other, and he's dual wielding. Cool. This is cool shit. Oh. I know what you do. To defeat Superman, you get... Okay, let's just say Aquaman and Wonder Woman no longer have the symbiote on them. Spider-Man distracts Superman, like Carnage Superman, because, you know, he's Thing and stuff. And Superman doesn't notice the Flash, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman all coming at him at full pelt.
Yeah.
And they hit him so hard, it's almost like a sonic boom, and he catches fire in the atmosphere. You know? And then, it'd be sick if he did that, and it's like, it's mostly off of him, and he regains, like, consciousness and whatever. And there's only the bit on his face, and then you just see it start to bubble, and then the heat blast comes out of his face, removing the rest of the Carnage. There you go. There you go. I've just added to your shit.
Yeah.
And now this is where you set up for sequels, yeah? So, end credit scene. Lex Luthor has a small sample of the of Carnage. And then he looks up at his power armor and he's like, power armor plus equals You know? Or now I say Carnage goes to like a shitty villain bar or whatever, you know? He goes to the Hall of Doom, he's invited by Lex Luthor. Or like Lex Luthor brings Cletus Cassidy in, and then Cletus Cassidy looks around and Parasite and Clayface are also there.
Yeah.
And then he like is controlling them or whatever and fuses them all together. So the next Carnage versus Justice League is a huge monstrosity. You know? You know what I mean? I'm just spitballing here. Where it's a Parasite like combination, so it's pink and black, and it looks like Clayface, and it's Mahusiv, and he's taking over people. There you go. There's the sequel bait.
And it turns into the huge Marvel DC crossover.
Oh, there you go. And it's like
everybody shows up.
Exactly. So now, like, because Justice League can mean literally anyone, you know.
Yeah.
And then in the sequel, Black Canary is really involved because of the Sonic Scream, and so is Firestorm and all these shenanigans. See, I can do sequel bait.
Yeah, Spider-Man goes back to his universe and picks some guys up.
Oh yeah, he goes and picks. Who would he pick up? He'd pick up Miles Morales and Moonknight. There you go. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Tell us what you think about our pitches and my multiple Moonknight ones. And if you come up with any more Moonknight pitches, make sure to tell me. Email me at dan@gmail.com. Okay. I couldn't even keep a straight face when I said that. No, that's your email, right, innit? Just 3 letters and then @gmail.com.
Yeah. So it's probably someone's email.
Probably. Okay. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And this is some, like, we made some here that I'd actually really want to see. Like, now I want to see Carnage versus Justice League and Moonknight versus Killer Croc, because then we would both just be rejoicing. And Moonknight will be played by what's the guy's name? Clark Gregg, and Killer Croc will be played by Mads Mikkelsen, and then it'll be the best day of both of our lives.
Yes.
Now I have to go draw that. Alright, thank you everyone for listening. This has been the Amalgam Hour podcast.